Hey everyone, Sky Knight here. Just bringing you a deck profile of my Monarch stun deck. So I saw this around and I thought, this would be kind of an interesting deck to kind of play. And with the coming to the end of the format, with the new format about to begin, even though there's probably going to be a big difference, I just like messing around with decks just to see how they play and just to have fun a little bit, So let me get started with this deck profile. So run 3 Vanity's Fiend. Excellent card. I think, definitely when you can shut off people's special summons, it's really great. It works beautifully with Majesty's Fiend. If you get these 2 cards on the field, it's pretty much GG at that point and go ahead and scoop, just because there's not a whole lot they can do. For the little Monarch support there actually is in this deck, I run 2 Caiuses. It's always great banishing monstrous effects, as well as get that burn damage, especially when you're playing Shaddolls. And even Burning Abyss, really like doing that. Moving on, I run 2 Gores. Reason why is there's a lot of times where you'll just brick out your hand and you'll not be able to put anything on the board. Gores kind of just saves you, as well as when it brings out its token. You could tribute that or vice versa, depending on what's a higher attack and what you want to do at that point. In addition, I run 2 Fire Hands and the 2 Ice Hands. I think these are great floaters right now, especially for this kind of build, to be able to take out monsters as well as spell back rows. Just because right now, currently in the main deck, I do not main any MSTs, just because I'm not really worried about Skill Drain or Vanity's Fiend, because I don't really special summon minus these cards. And then to round it up, I run 2 Falsadina, all about, negating special summons, but also what I really like about this card is when it gets flipped up, pretty much destroys all special summons on the field. So it can clear out boards, especially how a lot of the main decks now are all about special summons. So that's my monster count. Now, as for the spells, of course, since you're running Monarchs, you gotta run your 3 Stormforths. Great card, love it to death. The other card I run is Soul Exchange. I do find Soul Exchange to be just lackluster in comparison to Stormforth, but it just gives you another card that you're able to use. Now, what really makes the deck go is March of the Monarchs. If you're not familiar with this card, pretty much it says monsters that are attributed on your side of the field can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. So pretty much laying that down, and then Stormforthing one of their cards and bringing out one of your monsters and everything, you're able to attack without fear. And it really makes it hard for them to try to destroy the card effects and everything because of what this card does. In addition, I do run additional kind of support. I run 3 Lances. My reasoning behind the 3 Lances is one of the main problems this deck faces is when you do get like Vanity's Fiend, Majesty's Fiend, or even Caius out there. If they're able to get a bigger monster out there, there's not much you can do in order to get rid of that. This kind of just, being able to decrease their power, their attack power, really helps out. At the same time, being able to kind of protect yourself if need be when you're trying to tribute summon minus, Solemn Warning. Now, as for this deck, it's really combo based, so you need a huge draw engine. So I run 3 Upstarts and 3 Pot of Dualities. I don't care about special summons, I'm not doing it, so that's where I run because I need to get to my combo pieces. And the other part of my draw engine is I actually run 3 Reckless Greed. Playtesting with this deck, I've noticed that you have to get your pieces and you gotta do them fast to be able to go, because the majority of the time that you get destroyed is because you're not able to get to your combo pieces fast enough and you just have a horrible hand. I was running Karkar Ds for a little bit just because I had the Gores, so I was thinking, I could use Karkar D, tribute off, get 2 monsters, and then I can have Gores out there to drop later on. But because I run the hands as well as the Falsadina, I really wanted to, have my normal summon to have it out there. And so I switched to Reckless, and I actually really like Reckless a lot better, especially since I do have the Upstarts and the Pot of Dualities in there that, it's not going to hurt me not missing my draw phase for 2 turns, as well as if I'm able to get my pieces, I'm able to lock a lot of my opponents out of, just playing Yu-Gi-Oh! So that's why I run that. And then in addition running it out, I do run 3-wheel decrease. Because just shut off back row, and since their space is really limited, this is kind of a necessary card. So that's the main deck. As for the extra deck, I'll be truthful, since I've been playing it, I've never ran into this once. I just threw a bunch of cards. I got the 2 Gaias, 1 Photon, 1 Gauntlet Launcher, 1 number 39, 1 number 6, 1 Fairy Knight, and then 103 Gargon, My Stroke, Gaga, Crazy Box, Fist Dweller, 101, and Excite Knight. And I just threw an extra deck together, just have it sit there just because you don't want to tip off the hand that you're playing a Monarch deck right off the bat. So it does work nicely if you're able to have a element of surprise, because it really catches a lot of people off guard what you're playing. As for the side deck, I run the 3rd Phosphodina in there if I just really need to get access to it, as well as the 2 additional fire hands. And then I have the 1 additional Caius, and basically I'll just mess around with the 9 I have between Vanity's Fiend, Majesty's Fiend, and Caius, kind of mix and matching depending on my matchups. The other card I also run is Jinzo. I really go against back heavy decks, especially against like Satellar Knights or even Burning Abyss, where I just want to shut off their back row completely. I'll even side this in there as well. The other monsters I run sometimes just to switch it out is I actually run 3 Battle Fader. And the reason I run 3 Battle Fader is just because similar reasoning why I run the Gores is just there will be times where you have nothing on board, and decks these days, especially the Qliphorts, is why I was thinking about running this, is that they're able to OTK you in 1 turn. And so just having that there, just stopping it so you're able to kind of regather yourself is why I go there. Then I do have the 3 MSTs. Just, you know, you have to be able to shut off certain elements of the cards, especially against Qliphorts. You know, it helps you if you're able to take out their pendulum zones. Going back to the olden days, I got the D-Fissure and the Microcosmos, reminding me of, you know, macro Monarchs. And then finally, for more back row hate, is Male Cats. Being able just to, you know, they attack and then wipe out all their back row. And so there you go. That's kind of the Monarch deck. Overall, I really like it. I do find this deck to be really fun, as well as it is kind of anti-meta. So it's really nice in that fact. It catches a lot of people off guard, but the main problem why this deck you don't see it very often is just because it's a combo based deck. You need your pieces, and if you don't, you really brick hard in this with this deck. So that's why people are able to run over you real quick. But if you do have your pieces, you actually can stand a good fighting chance against a lot of the meta decks. And so I enjoy it. I go ahead and let you guys give it a try, and let me know in the comments down below. Or any suggestions for my way to improve this deck, because I'm always up for that. Other than that, thank you very much. Happy holidays to you all. And like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later.